Have you ever wanted to obliterate hordes beyond human comprehension with your friends, but Dark Souls has the worst integrated multiplayer of all time? Well, I know I certainly have. That's an itch that I've been squirming to scratch for years, and FlyKnight was not the game I expected to do it. Lo and behold, here we are. Oh my god. In FlyKnight, you begin by creating your own insectoid with some simple sliders and customization options. After that, you're pretty much let loose in its world. Granted, that world is quite linear, but the point stands. You're free. This will take you through a brief tutorial area which will grant you some armor, a couple of weapons to experiment with, and an introduction to the game's fishing mechanic. Alright, nothing's biting. Fuck this pond. Once you're done fishing to your heart's content, you can enter the first dungeon, where you can finally meet up with your friends. Billy!
Spunglow! What's up, man? How's the spung?
Oh, hey, dude! Wow, you look cool. As far as I'm concerned, a true, dedicated co-op or multiplayer Souls-like is a sizable hole in the market waiting to be filled. The idea of being able to explore with your best pals and take down powerful enemies with the odds stacked against you together is something I'm sure you agree is missing from the mainstream Souls-like games. Maybe Night Rain will be that fix, but that's not out yet, so we can only hope, and I know I'm a little skeptical. But in the meantime, FlyKnight gave me that feeling, even if it was on a smaller scale. It's got that signature grim atmosphere that you'll usually find in Souls games, but in the interest of being its own thing, it's all sort of silly with its general buggy twist on everything. You and up to 2 other friends will make your way through 3 unique areas, each one having a distinct look while introducing new enemies and each one having its own boss. There will be a very clear path forward, but there's plenty of exploration you can do otherwise, leading you to mini-bosses, chests, secret areas, and all around just some cool stuff. But all of that helps drive home the game's sense of discovery. There's a ton of items to collect throughout the game. This includes new weapons and armor around every corner, each with their own special way of attacking and individual strengths and weaknesses. You could make yourself an absolute monster with the biggest weapon and the heaviest armor.
Do you fuck with the frog breaker?
It's huge.
Because it's another Warhammer. Oh my god, it attacks so slow.
You'd be a slow monster, but it's still a fun way to go. Or maybe you'll go with something light to conserve your speed. It really is up to you. Either way, there's a bunch of options for every playstyle, and it's staggering how much is packed into such a small game. Personally, I found the armor I wanted pretty early.
Chest? Is it also?
Jason, hold on. Tell me I don't look fire as fuck right now.
You...
There were so many interesting, silly weapons, however, that I used just about everything I picked up for a while until the next wacky thing showed up. And that, to me, really is the best part other than the multiplayer mechanic. There's so much to toy around with, and the only problem is that there's not enough game to do that in, which is a great problem to have. The only thing I want is more areas, more bosses, more enemies, not because what we have is bad, but because it's so good. If the only reasonable complaint you can lodge against something is that you wish there was more of it, is that really a problem? I also wish the stamina system was a little different, but that's a problem for a more cynical creator. Although the game's combat and world are fantastic, it's really tied together by that multiplayer system. You can find all these weapons and armor together, and because of the game's cross-progression, you can all get copies of the same thing, except for, unfortunately, the Marlin sword.
What's up, fucker?
Oh my god, that looks so cool.
Espasoda.
Espasoda. I don't see anyone.
Wait, it's a weapon!
Are you kidding?
It's a fucking lance.
Oh my god, it's enormous.
But this feature really does add so much to the game, and I'll never understand why a more streamlined multiplayer experience hasn't been attempted for most Souls-likes. Being able to explore this with friends makes each new item that much more exciting, sharing the reaction to a new, absurd drop.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
I told you.
Oh my god, what the fuck is... You're gonna love this shit.
The combat in FlyKnight won't necessarily be for everybody, though. It's more akin to the old Souls experience than the new one. This means slow, methodical swings and a true commitment to stamina management. There's no stats or upgrades, so your stamina, health, and everything in between will remain static throughout the game, only affected by what armor and weapons you're using. That build also includes rings and fish. Rings are exactly what they sound like. They're equipables that basically provide you with some passive changes. Like everything else, there's a shocking amount of these packed into the pretty short game, meaning that there's also something to fit your preferences here. Some of these may usher in negative changes along with positive ones, like a ring that increases mana cost of spells but makes them deal more damage. Fish are the less obvious mechanic though. Think of these basically like additional potions or elixirs that'll provide you with extra buffs for a certain time period. I guess it's not that hard to explain, but the choice to make them farmable fish is a great choice, meaning you'll easily be able to stack these buffs up and use them as you please, as long as you're willing to work a little bit. Various ponds can be found throughout the game between each area, giving you the opportunity to catch more fish. Some variants will only appear in certain ponds at different points throughout, but there will always be a bonfire near each pond, so it's not that hard to jump around between them. Although they are simple buffs, you'll always have a use for most of them. Some give you defensive increases like reduced knockback, some will simply give you health or mana, or maybe they'll bolster your attack in some way. But enough about the builds, how is the actual combat?
Himself at
Huh. 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 Kicking his ass.
I mean, it's good, it's pretty much everything you can look for here. I don't have many notes, and like I hinted at earlier, I wouldn't mind the stamina system being touched up in the future or in a sequel, whatever they decide to do with it, but it's certainly manageable for this game, and it's really not that big of a deal. Unlike most games classified as Souls, dodging is not part of your core moveset here. To supplement that, there's a very heavy emphasis on blocking, parrying, and then punishing the enemy movements.
Oh,
Did it work?
I got his ass!
Oh my god. Kill him! Kill him while he's down! He's not dying! Oh,
What?
Oh my
Was
god,
that a fucking backflip?
You can find a ring about halfway in that gives you the ability to do a short dodge, but I still wouldn't call it a key part of your kit. To punish failed enemy attacks, you can also kick, allowing you to knock enemies over. This, of course, gives you the chance to land some weighty attacks on your opponent. This might also be a good window to knock off some limbs, a feature that I will always enjoy in a game. Obviously, this will cause your enemy to be slower, do less damage, and just generally get weaker, which is a nice touch. What makes this system even easier to use is the fact that most weapons have directional attacks. While not every weapon has this feature, most of them do and will allow you to attack in a certain way based on how you're moving. Enemy blocking on their left? Just take a swing from the right. Are they only open at the top? Go for the overhead. Or maybe you want to get behind them and knock out their legs. The choice is really up to you. If the melee weapons, however, aren't doing it for you, there's also ranged weapons and spells. The ranged weapons are probably the only thing in FlyKnight that's sort of limited, but that's okay, because you'll probably get a lot of use out of it anyways. All weapon types can be equipped at the same time, and since there's no stat specking or skill trees, you don't need to worry about choosing one and then losing the other later. Unlike ranged weapons, there's actually quite a few spells, which you'll always be eager to use if you're anything like me. You don't need a special staff or talisman or anything to use these either, so you can run them right alongside your big stupid sword too. And it helps that there's a lot of spells as well. FlyKnight's a game you'll probably get through quicker than you're used to. Depending on how much you explore, it'll probably run you somewhere between 3 and 4 hours.
If you've gotten this far, you've proven to be a half capable for a dirt dweller.
Its couple bosses are really good, all of the areas are distinct and pretty cool looking, and the game has a very digestible, unique visual style that sets it apart and also makes it fairly easy to run for most people. FlyKnight's a game that you'll think about when you're away, not because it's reinventing the wheel, but because it's not. It's a somewhat familiar, comfortable experience that fills a hole you probably don't even realize is there. It's not terribly hard, and because of all that, FlyKnight is just plain fun, and it's a great little distraction for a weekend with friends, or even by yourself. Take your time off Monster Hunter Wilds, or Helldivers, or whatever you kids are playing these days, and just, get away for a little bit. It might not seem like much, but by the end, you'll be bugging for more. That's just about everything today, folks. Let me know what other little indie games I should check out in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, also be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you, as always, to everyone who tuned in and is still here. Have a great night, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Ow! He fucking shot me in the
Wow!
It swerved past, dude. The arrow fucking weaved around you to hit me.
This is the
Hit him
ant
with the
that killed John F. Kennedy.